Derby County have a really good academy setup, and we've got a lot of players that have been through it over the course of the last few years. Most recently, the likes of Dajaune Brown, Darren Robinson, Ben Radcliffe, Cruz Allen, Niall McAndrew, Lennon Wilden have all been in and around the first team picture. You look at the players who made debuts in the AFL Trophy last year, but is Paul Warne really making the most of the academy setup? Now, you look at some of the players who have made appearances for Paul Warne. Darren Robinson, currently out on loan. Ben Radcliffe, currently out on loan. Dajaune Brown went out on loan last season, had a really impressive spell, and is now with our first team. But has he got the opportunity with the first team to take this further and to become a senior first team player? I personally don't think he's had the opportunity. Now, we're going to get into it across the course of this video, so if you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, and I'll catch you in the next part of this video. Now, Dajaune Brown is the one I mainly want to talk about in this video, and I do think that Paul Warne has given youth opportunities, but very limited ones. I think you look at Derby County's performances over recent weeks and across the course of this season, and yes, I'm not saying that we've been in much of a position to sort of go and have half an hour, but if you look at the recent game versus QPR, why did Dajaune Brown not come on? Why did Freddie Turley not come on? Why not give him 20 minutes? We were 2-0 up in a comfortable position, and I didn't feel like we were threatened much, and why not just give them 20 minutes? Especially Dajaune Brown, who's supposed to be one of the backup strikers at the moment as a result of Connor Washington being up and down with his fitness and not being able to bring in another striker. So why is Dajaune Brown not getting the opportunities to prove himself, to play? His only real appearances came against Chesterfield in the Cup, in which I thought he played really, really well. Now, you then look at, he's not played many minutes, and for a striker to find a rhythm, they have to play minutes. And I understand that we want Jerry Yates to score a goal, because Jerry Yates has been really good this season, but it's not like he's irreplaceable. Why not give Dage the opportunity to come into the team, to play half an hour, play 45 minutes, maybe play them up front together and see what they can do? Because for me, we've got these young talented players. Yes, Robinson, Radcliffe out on loan, wonderful. Radcliffe's having had a really good start to life at Gateshead, and Darren Robinson's not really been in the team at Hartlepool. I think he played the last game and played all 90, but obviously he's still got a way to go in his development to make sure he's a first team player there. And for me, I think that what Derby County are missing from the squad is that youth and that energy, the naivety that we have at times with those youth players. You look at when Louis Sibley came in, had no care in the world about playing Millwall, no care in the world about Man United, no care in the world about Blackburn Rovers when he hit that, 25-30 yard screamer on his league debut. And well, it wasn't his league debut, it was his first league start, but you get the gist. And I think we have players coming through that are being noticed by other clubs for loan spells and things like that, and that could make a difference to our team. I'm not saying they should be first team players tomorrow, but I'm saying, why are we not giving the opportunities? I think if you go to the QPR game, it was 2-0, 60 minutes. Why not bring Dajaune after 75? Why not bring Turley on after 85? Give him 5 minutes. Give him his debut. Then you go a couple of games before. You go to the Bristol City game, which I think Dage did come on in. I'll have to check. Let me just check. I do think he came on. But you look at games like that and you think, why are they not getting the same opportunity? Why are they not getting opportunities to play? You go to, Bristol City. You look at the lineup. Did Dajaune Brown come on? Yeah, Dajaune Brown came on in the 90th minute. If we go on to Dajaune Brown and we click on him, if you have not done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button down below and turn on the notification bell to stay tuned for all of my latest Derby County content, which is coming daily on this channel. If you want to check out all my stuff to do with the EFL and to do with Formula 1, make sure you check out those links down below in the description. Make sure you check out all my Twitter accounts on the ticker below and all my YouTube channels. Go and subscribe to them, and I'll catch you in the next part of this video. On his thing, Dajaune Brown's last appearance was for the academy against Sunderland. We'll put this on the screen, actually. Dajaune Brown's last appearance was for the academy. He played 90 minutes. Before that, his last appearance was on the 21st of September, where he played 13 minutes. Played a minute versus Bristol City. He should have started the game versus Barrow. Didn't play in either of those two. You go back a little bit further, 69 versus Chesterfield. Bromley doesn't count because obviously that was his previous loan spell. So this season, he's barely touched the pitch. He's played 14 minutes in the Championship. He has. And for me, I just don't think it's good enough. If we click on the season, he's made 9 appearances for the under-21s. No, he's made 4 appearances for Derby this season, 2 in the Championship, 2 in the Cup. And for me, I think Days should have played 400 minutes by January. If he hasn't, then he needs to go out on loan. He's played 14 so far. Obviously, you've got the 90 minutes from the Cup game, and obviously you've got the 90 minutes from the Cup game. You've got 30 minutes there, so that puts him on 120. So he's played 140 odd minutes. And for me, it's just not good enough. And for Derby County, I think you look at the academy, the money we put into it, the money we pay to run the academy, because it isn't cheap to have a top category academy. It is really expensive. You look at the money they've put into the infrastructure at Derby County, and I know for a fact this summer they've hired a ton of new analysts and interdisciplines for the academy. And obviously, that's something which needs to be looked at and it needs to be discussed, because you're putting all this money into the academy and the best players aren't getting the opportunity. Now, I'm not saying your likes of Cruz Allen, Niall McAndrew, Dan Cox, Kai Robinson should be starting in the first team. Not at all. Obviously, you've got to make your way through the age groups, but I don't understand why Freddie Turley wasn't given 5 minutes versus QPR. I don't see why Dage has only had 14 minutes in the league this season. I don't see why he didn't start the game against Barrow. Like, it's all these things where I'm just looking and I'm thinking, well, hang on a minute. He could have gone out on loan. We know for a fact there was offers for Dajaune Brown, and he could have gone out on loan. We still would have had the same number of strikers, pretty much. And he could have played every week so far this season. He could have probably scored 6-7 goals by this point. But we held on to him, which I don't disagree with holding on to him, but we needed to play him, and he's not playing. So my big whole talking point for this video is, why are the academy players not getting the opportunity? I'm not saying we should just thrust players in for the sake of thrusting players in, but you've got Dajaune Brown, who they've obviously kept him around for a reason, but why are they not then playing him? I personally think it's a trust thing. Paul Warne would rather go in a bad spot. He'd rather go tried and trusted, which is why into the Middlesbrough game, he put James Collins in. And then when we're losing, it's normally Collins that comes on. You look at, I think at Norwich, Collins came on when we played Norwich, I think. And it's stuff like that I just don't agree with the way things are being ran in that sense. I think these players have masses of opportunities to become really good players, and they need minutes to do that. And at the moment, I just don't think Paul Warne is giving them that opportunity. Now, you can obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments, but for me, Dajaune Brown at 18 years old needs to be playing more than 14 minutes since August. And, well, obviously, yes, he's played more than 14 minutes. He's played, obviously, 140. But for me, he needs to play more than that. He should be starting somewhere every week. I'm not saying he should be starting for us, like, not at all, but he should be starting somewhere. In my opinion, I think there could be a loan move on the cards in January. I think there's going to be a lot of movement for Derby County in January, and I've spoke about it in a previous video, and I do think it's a situation that Derby County need to look at, is sending Dajaune Brown to a Mansfield, a Notts County, a Stockport, or something like that, where he's going to get minutes for the team, because I think that's what he needs. He needs to be playing football. Like, obviously, at Gateshead, he made 29 appearances for the club. He made 22 appearances, scoring 4 in 4 in the FA Trophy and scored 5 in 18 in the National League. Now, obviously, those numbers aren't world-beater numbers, but those numbers will only get better with game time. So it'll be interesting to see what does happen with Dajaune Brown and other youngsters within the squad. You can obviously let me know your thoughts down in the comments. I'll try and reply to every single one of you. But make sure you hit that subscribe button, turn on that notification bell, hit the like button as well, and I'll catch you in my next video.